Saraya on Twitch.tv. Let's fucking go! We are your number one place for everything in the world of all elite wrestling. And just remember, when you're with us, you'll always be elite.
Yo, it's clear to see when you open up your feed that ain't nobody better than Elite POV. We bring the heat to your screen every week, cause ain't nobody better than Elite POV. So understand every time that we speak that ain't nobody better than Elite POV. Our 3 letters is all you'll ever need, cause ain't nobody better than Elite POV. What's up, everybody, and welcome to Elite POV, where it's podcast time, and you know what that means. I'm one of your hosts, Phil Cataldo, but you can call me Philium, alongside the beautiful producer, Mr. Kyle Masters. What is up? The beautiful producer.
There you go. Now I'm muted. Now I'm unmuted. But thought you were going somewhere else with that one. That's what I actually said. But yeah, what's going on, everyone? Actually, for us here, happy International Podcast Day. That is today. So happy to our podcast friends out there that are listening in, and to anyone celebrating. I don't know how you celebrate International Podcast Day. I guess you just have a podcast, which we're doing.
Yeah.
I don't know. How else do you celebrate that shit?
By podcast.
We're going to have a parade.
I don't know.
I don't know. But I'm doing all right. I mean, it's been an interesting week again. I can't go through 1 week. Like the wrestling incident board just never it never just goes past 1 or 2 days. It always gets erased and goes back to zero every single damn week.
Wrestling Twitter won't allow us to be happy.
Yeah.
It's basically what happens. And the other voice you hear on the show is the Draw Mix Jackie Rodriguez. What is up?
What is up? It is Friday. Thank God. Y'all know I have been going through it, so I am just happy that this week is just about over and done with. It's my favorite day of the week. It's podcast day, and yeah, I'm hyped for that. But like y'all said, it's been an interesting week for sure. People have been going off
croutons
on social media. I try not to let it permeate my space too much, because otherwise it would just like completely wreck my enjoyment of everything. But I'm sure we'll have some stuff to say on the topic. So
yeah, and as a reminder, this will probably be a more loaded show than normal, because we didn't get to do a show last week. We definitely apologize for that. So me and Jackie are definitely going to go over our Grand Slam experience. Kyle's going to give his thoughts, because Saraya came out. Kyle lost his mind. Jackie lost her mind in the building, which shocked me because I didn't know she was that big of a Saraya fan. That was pretty cool. But we're going to talk about that. And then at some point, I'm going to invite Kyle up to the front of the classroom, and we got to yell at all you guys together. I'm sorry. You guys got to all get reprimanded, because I'm getting tired of seeing this shit online. But we'll get to that. But before that, if it's your first time listening, welcome. We do this show every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/ElitePOV and youtube.com/ElitePOV. If you guys like what you see and want to support us, patreon.com/ElitePOV and ElitePOVmerch.com. If you guys want to support us over there, we would definitely appreciate it. Or if you're in the Twitch chat right now, so what's up to Carrie, All Elite Matt, Frankie Bebop, Nate, everybody here. Thank you guys for joining in every week with us. If you watch it live with us, you can be in the chat. We can talk to you guys. Yes. And YouTube too. YouTube as well. I don't have that chat up. Kyle has that chat. So if you guys are in YouTube and you want to say something, we could definitely shout you guys out. But now it's been a kind of a crazy week in the world, not just in AEW. Of course, our thoughts with everybody who is in the Florida area. We hope you are being safe out there. These videos that we've seen are crazy. And the storm actually affected the show this week. A lot of the wrestlers, a lot of the talent couldn't make the booking. I don't think it really affected the show that much, because a lot of people that weren't there weren't even booked for the show to begin with, like at least match-wise. But we'll get to that. Before we get to all of that, I want to start with a positive. So, Jackie, we had Grand Slam last week.
Hell yeah.
We had a great time. What were your thoughts on Grand Slam as a whole?
I think that Grand Slam, without a doubt, this is the second year that you and I have done this. I've been to AEW pay-per-views. I've been to a bunch of AEW Dynamites. I have to say, AEW Grand Slam is probably the best show that they put on live. The cards are always really stacked. The atmosphere, I don't know what it is about Arthur Ashe Stadium, but it always feels like the most like live, raucous crowd. Just something about the energy. I know they didn't sell it out quite the way that they did last year, but just like it is so loud and live and like I don't know, the atmosphere is just contributes something to the atmosphere overall. But yeah, I thought that the show was great from start to finish. Was it as great as the show last year card wise? Not necessarily, but I think there were a lot of highlights from Saraya's debut to the Acclaimed winning the tag team championships. That opening match, even though we kind of like took a dump all over the outcome with Jericho winning the Ring of Honor championship, but that match between Jericho and I almost said the wrong name, and Claudio, that match was insane. It was a great opening match. Moxley versus Danielson, of course, is the main event. Just like all over the card, it was just a phenomenal show from start to finish. And yeah, I think that even in comparison to what we had the privilege to see with All Out, compared to a pay-per-view card, the fact that it was, just a TV Dynamite, it really felt like it could have been a pay-per-view card. So I had a freaking phenomenal time.
Oh, yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. I think that, I mean, obviously, All Out this year was different because we were all together for the first time as a group. But
yeah,
show-wise, my favorite show AEW does is Grand Slam. That venue is my favorite wrestling venue. The favorite venue I've ever watched wrestling in. It's something about the way it's set up, right? Because obviously it's the U.S. Open Arena, and it's like 20,000 fans, and you have the dome on top. I know there were rumors that they might open it, but I'm happy they didn't because it keeps the sound in, and that building gets super, super, super loud. And I love that, especially with all the fans that are in there. It makes for a good time. But the show itself, like you said, the matches weren't better than last year's, right? You think of Omega and Danielson started it off, but it was still a good time. It was still a great time. They still did a lot of fun stuff. The one issue that I have that I must say before we get into details of the show, these shows are too goddamn long, right? I understand that like it's a special Rampage, so it's 2 hours. I wish that on nights like this, they did a special start time for Dynamite where it started at 7 and ended at 9. So then at least with the 2 hour thing, we're still leaving at 11. Because doors opened at like 5?
They could have split it because they're doing they're doing the first Toronto show with 2 nights. They're doing. Well,
I mean, you got to think it's the U.S. Open Arena. It's probably super hard to book that venue.
The next night, though, on a Thursday,
it's tough because, like, I deliberately remember looking at Jackie and being like, "It is 11:50, and there's still one more match." No. Was it 11:50? Yeah, it was like almost midnight.
Yeah,
because after midnight. It was after midnight, and there was still Starks and Hobbs to go. And I'm like, I want to watch this so bad, but I also have work the next day. So like, I gotta get home, bro. I got home at like 2 a.m.
And you had a longer drive than we did to get home. So,
but the show was great. The show was a lot of fun, right? And then and Kyle, you can give your full thoughts, but I need to hear what you think about Saraya's debut because we're sitting there and we're watching the match, and I'm like, oh, that was a match, right? It was the ending to a match, whatever. The match. It was a great match, but it really served no purpose, right? Whatever. But then you get the beatdown afterwards, and I'm looking at Jackie like, is someone about to come out? What's going on? What is happening here? And then the music hits, and then we're like, who the fuck's music is that? Her name pops up. So what did you feel like watching it at home?
Man, the match was interesting because I was waiting for the whole match for Jamie to come out and do what you gotta do. She ended up doing it after the match, but I knew someone was gonna come out as soon as I seen the cameramen start walking up the ramp. I'm like, okay, someone's coming out. Then Jamie came out. I'm like, okay, so that's maybe why
I'm surprised they showed that on TV.
And then
the way they was.
Yeah, it was like the way they were. And then when Jamie got in the ring, they were still up there. I'm like, why are they still up there facing the other way? Like they don't make it obvious or anything, but I guess they have to catch the shot. But yeah, it was nuts. And then when Jamie didn't turn, I'm like, okay, where is this going now? Like, what are they gonna do? And then sure enough, like the music hit. And at first, like I didn't click in. Like I thought I heard the song before, and I'm thinking instantly in my head, I'm going like, okay, who on Dark has this song? Who on Elevation have I seen has this song? And I'm like trying to skim through women. I'm like, I can't. Is this Kylie King? Like, does she have a new song? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm just Saraya didn't come into my head whatsoever. Man, my mic keeps going like it's jumping all over in levels, and I keep turning it down. It still stays loud, so I don't know what's going on with my mic right now. So I do apologize for that. Yeah. As soon as I saw Saraya, I lost my shit. My heart instantly started beating, and I lost it sitting at this desk. And I'm like, damn it, I'm not watching with anyone. I can't scream at anyone right now. Like it sucked because like I'm sitting there by myself, like enjoying this moment, and like man tearing like crazy, going nuts that she's back. And then
just think about it this way though: if we were watching it together, Ant would have spoiled it for us.
Yeah.
Because Ant knew the first couple, because Ant loves falling in reverse.
And he showed me this song.
He tried
months ago. You showed me this
in
song
January, and I ignored him. But it's funny because like it played. He's texting us like I knew the first note it was her because I knew that was Ronnie's song, and you're just like, imagine if we were in the chat, especially sometimes when Ant's like a couple seconds ahead of us.
God,
yeah, he would have definitely spoiled it for us.
But man, was that ever a moment? Like it was just incredible to see. And again, like the big question now, obviously, is like, is she cleared? And there really hasn't been much said. There's been there's been little rumors and little things in the dirt sheets that we can't always clearly the dirt. You know what? The dirt sheets are getting more flack, I think, nowadays than I've ever seen, and it's because the wrestlers are coming out and like saying like you guys all suck and you're spreading false information, and then some of the dirt sheet people are like, you know, trying to cover their tracks and saying, well, we actually didn't say this, and it's like, well, then where did this come from? And then it's like the IWC people that are twisting stuff around or spreading fake stuff. I've already seen like my boys at Matt Men. People are literally creating posts on Twitter and saying Matt Men said this in their podcast, and they're having to go and come and go, no, we actually didn't.
I saw Andrew Zeri.
Yeah, he's been doing it to a lot. Yeah, it's just like, what the fuck is going on lately? But anyways, like I don't know.
We'll get to that later because that's my second rant on Classroom.
So I don't know if she's cleared or not, but from what we've heard, it's a very big contract and the biggest she's ever gotten. So that is a very, very interesting note. So from what I guess Meltzer's guessing is that there's wrestling parts to the contract, but it's more than just a wrestling contract. So I'm wondering if she's there to also be, you know, a coach to the division, just like Madison Rayne, who's there, and help her out booking this division. And hopefully, if they're like touting her as this revolution, what if she's helping book the damn thing?
Oh, she should.
Like,
I think they need all the help they can get.
But that's also a tough spot for her because it's tough booking a division that you're wrestling in.
That's true.
Yeah. So
that is true. I think with what happened this week in the NFL, I don't know if you guys are aware of.
I know.
Jackie, are you aware of what happened this week?
I am, yes.
All right, so anybody who's listening or in the chat, so on Sunday, the Miami Dolphins quarterback, who I don't know what his Tua is his name. So he got a concussion. It was clear as day, even watching at home. He got a hard hit. He got sacked. He went to get up, and he immediately collapsed. Concussion protocols, quotations, if you're not watching live. And then he came back in the game, whatever. So there's Thursday night games in football. So no one thought after that he'd be playing on Thursday, right? He played. He got cracked again. His head and his neck whipped back. His hands were like stuck in these weird like formations because he's completely knocked out cold.
The fencing position, they call it.
Yeah, so like you can tell he was not there. Went to the hospital. So I know Tony Khan owns the Jaguars. I'm sure that that memo probably went out to the entire league of like, we can't do this. It makes our league look bad. So
like, I know this is not a football podcast, but the coach's comments drove me nuts. He's like, oh, he's like, oh, thank God he only had a concussion, and it's not a big deal. And it's like, what?
It's a huge deal.
It's a huge deal.
And then you got to think about like, so Paige's injury, Saraya's injury was her neck, same as Edge's, right?
Yeah.
Except and Nikki Bella's, they all had the same injury, but it's like, and I hate to be the one to say it, but it's not everyone's gonna miraculously heal, right? Some people just, that's it, they're done. And I always thought maybe Saraya was the one unlucky one, right? I am happy to see her back. I'm very excited to see her back, but I wanted to play it safe. She doesn't need to wrestle right away. Like maybe she is a coach. Maybe she is like their advocate on TV to get them more TV time, right? Because she's a huge star. And I understand she hasn't been in wrestling because of the injury for a while, but she is the revolution. For anybody who used to watch NXT, especially the day that the network launched, in 2018?
Yeah.
The first women's match that really changed everything was Paige versus Emma. So like, it's one of those things where it's like, she is the face of the revolution. She's kind of like the thing that started it. Her, AJ Lee, even the Bella twins, I know people give them shit for it, but they were like kind of the ones pushing it, right? So it's like, maybe she could do the same thing here. I mean, I know we all hope, but the women got super long time this week. I loved when Saraya was on commentary and they were like lumberjills, and she was like, nah, lumberjacks.
Yeah.
We're all equal here. And I love that. I love that she's like challenging to the men, because like you would assume if any of the great women's wrestlers, Mickie James or Beth Phoenix or Lita, Trish, like if you put them on commentary, they're going to do the same thing because they know their spot is secure. So they could talk that shit because they know that the fans and people are going to respect what they have to say. So I'm really excited for this. But Kyle, when I tell you, Jackie almost like jumped in my arms. Jackie did like the like 2-pop scream. She was like, like it came from her feet, right? It just came all up out of her. Well, I looked at her like, I'm excited too, but damn, I didn't know you was a Saraya fan like that.
I really just was not expecting it at all, and I literally forgot where the hell I was for a minute. Like I'm like, I don't know if I'm in my living room.
Do you know how much it sucks for me to like not be able to do that? Like in my head I'm doing it, but I'm like, I can't do it in my apartment.
I know. I legitimately, and I texted Kyle. I said like, after like I kind of got my wits back about me again, I was like, Kyle was the first person I thought of, because I'm like, I know that this moment is gonna be like incredibly major for him as well. But yeah, I'm like, it was a shocker, because it's like, and again, I always say this on this show, it is very hard nowadays because we're all so in the know and so connected and stuff like that. It is very hard to be surprised because things get leaked and shit like that. And yeah, there were some little rumblings just before the show about the fact that Saraya had been in talks with AEW over the summer and stuff like that. But I'm like, nobody would have thought, or at least I didn't think.
Oh, over the summer, she's going back to the Fed.
Yeah,
like,
she's going back to exactly. But I'm like, but I didn't think that she was going to show up at that show. So for me to just that genuine surprise, and then for the fact that I had been such a fan of her and her time in WWE, and I was just like, this is a freaking moment. So yeah, I freaking lost my shit, and it was a great moment to be there.
I definitely did miss watching it with Kyle, because he would have went and muted.
Muted.
Oh, I don't know if I would have been able to hit the mute button. I don't think I would have been concentrating. I would have got out of my seat and yelled, "Oh, you guys just hear me walk around this room going, oh my God. Oh my God."
No, we would have heard the signature Kyle scream. You know the one.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
It's definitely awesome that the women's division is getting like this jolt of energy.
Hopefully.
Let's
fucking hope so. Like, this is it. And then we tweeted this, and I remember you tweeted some form of it weeks ago. I tweeted it some form weeks ago. I'm like, this is it. Or like, this has to be, or no, it was last week. Like, now that she's here, this is your chance. This is your last chance to get this division straight and going. If you fuck this up with her, there's no hope anymore. There's zero.
Because you have to, and when we get into Dynamite more, I guess we could kind of like, we'll mix both shows, but we might as well keep talking about the women now. But it's just like, you have to present them like they're a big deal. And it's not just the main eventing a show. it's opening the show. We know how important for wrestling companies that are on TV, how important it is.
Do I got to go to every
open the
Dynamite
show
with that
strong.
sign? Like, do I got to go buy tickets and you know,
Yes.
spend my life savings with that sign?
Yeah, seriously, right? Because it's like you have to let them at least be in the first hour. But I think with Saraya, they should have had her open the show because she is a massive star.
I was really upset.
And it's not just on wrestling anymore. She has a huge following on Twitch. So it's like you're gonna have this crossover appeal to her, right? And then of course, who she's dating, right? She's dating a lead singer of a band that's massively popular. So if people know him, they're probably gonna know her. All those people are watching. You capitalize off, you let her open the show. They didn't do that, but hopefully going forward, we see it. I think that Saraya is gonna bring the best out of the division if given the opportunity. I love that immediately you're having her butt heads with Britt. I think, and I would love to get your guys' idea on this. I think I see some people online like, man, the Jamie turn has slowed down. No, I think it's just going to go the way of Saraya is going to get her to turn. And I think that's going to be the last straw that gets her to turn on Britt, because I think Saraya is going to help make Jamie a star. We see her this week, how organically over she is. And it's awesome.
That was hilarious. Like, it was just a random moment that the crowd just like started chanting Jamie hater.
Yeah.
And and just like Jamie had to like keep it together and keep her face composed, which was hilarious.
Yeah.
But like they could
you love a heel that has to stay in character when they want to smile.
Oh, she did a good job of it. But like they could go either direction here. Like say like Saraya, I gotta say it right. Saraya is not cleared fully yet. And they kind of want to wait. They can do that at the same time, and maybe if she's not ready for Full Gear yet, just have her be in Jamie's corner, and it's going to be Jamie versus Britt at Full Gear instead. You know, just kind of slow build her and Britt, and maybe in the long run, later down the line, when Saraya is ready to go, then they do Britt and Saraya, and that's going to be a big payoff because you've taken all that time to build towards that.
That's your long-term storytelling is Britt and Saraya.
Yeah, maybe Britt wins the world title by then, and then maybe it's for the world title.
It's use her popularity and use the fact that people love her so much as a way to expand the division, not just grow it on the world title picture, but like expand the whole division. Like I don't want Saraya, unless she's physically wrestling, I don't want her involved with that world title at all. Let Toni Storm be over there when Thunder Rosa comes back, and then have Saraya be the other feud.
It kind of looks like they're going to stay with that direction. Like she's not like, I think if they were going to, they would have hinted at it, and they made zero hint. It was all Britt and Saraya focused, and with a little bit of Jamie Hayter including. And I think that's the direction they're going to go in. I think it's tough to read what Toni Storm will be at Full Gear unless Thunder Rosa is going to make a surprise return from now until then, and that's going to be the Full Gear match. How
many weeks is it to Full Gear? Like 6 weeks? 5 weeks?
5? That's about 5, right? I think, Jack, I think we talked about it the other day. I think it was like 5 weeks till Full Gear.
Today's the 30th.
Today's
1, 2, 3, 4.
4.
It's November 19th.
5,
6? Yeah, like 6 weeks.
Like 6.
It all depends because we really don't have a lot of information about Thunder Rosa's injury, right? She just said that I'm injured and it's back related. It's back related, and I can't wrestle right now. It was strange out of nowhere kind of thing. So we don't know what exactly the extent of the injury is. Is it long term? Is it short term? So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But until then, I mean, again, like I said it before, and I'm gonna sound like a fucking broken record here. I'm sorry, but like this is it. This is it. You've gotten one of the biggest free agents that were out there, one that no one even knew was going to come back to wrestling. You can't fuck this up. Tony Khan, we're looking right at you. You can't fuck this up. Like, this is it.
This is your moment.
Like, you can't rely on if Mercedes decides to come back to wrestling one day and she's going to come to AEW, because guarantee she'll go back to the Fed before anywhere near AEW. This is it. This is your big star, the big fish in the pond. Right? You need to capitalize on this now, or you're going to lose all faith in your division from everybody. It's going to be collective. I'm guaranteeing you right now it's going to be bad if they don't do something with this right now. It's a start this week. I know it was rough, and we're going to get to it in the class time. Trust me, the people ripping on Saraya for this week need to
Saraya, Kyle.
Saraya. I know it's gonna be so hard for me to do that.
Saraya.
It's hilarious. I used to watch her on Twitch and she used to say Saraya on Twitch, and I don't know how I'm not getting it right.
You'll get there, bro. If we could get to if we got to Tainara instead of saying Tainara, we'll get there. You just gotta find it. It's Saraya. Like, just think of her post where she was like Ray.
Yeah.
But my one issue with the women's stuff this week, and I think Toni Storm and Serena had an incredible match, right?
Oh, that finish.
I don't like the part that Saraya goes, all the women come out. And all the women come out that are there except Ty and Anna, who were in the first segment.
And there are other women. There are other women too. Like Jade was also there because she's on Rampage.
Oh, did she have a match, or was it just like a promo?
Oh, it might have been a promo.
Maybe she wasn't there and they pre-taped it. But like for certain, we know Ty and Anna were there because they were in the first segment. So it's like, I get they're in this JAS thing, but like they could have easily came out with the heels, but like not with them. You know what I mean? Like just walking behind them.
You know what they should have done is come out on the ramp and then go, ew, no, and then turn around.
Yeah, like this, like, and walk away.
Yeah.
Like, that's fine. But like, are they not in the division anymore? Yeah. Like, what's happening?
Because that was all about, that would have been perfect because that revolution when she's bringing all the girls out, that was all about wrestling. And they could have came out because they're sports entertainers. Yeah,
and be like, then, whatever.
Nah, I'm out of here, and turn around and
exactly.
Yeah, that was missed.
But I mean, Kyle, if you want to talk about the Toni Storm Serena match.
Oh man, I mean, Serena is one of their best wrestlers on the roster, right? Like she's gonna have a great match with anyone that she's in the ring with most of the time. And I guess it all depends on the other opponent. But her and Toni Storm, obviously Toni Storm, who's a massive, great pro wrestler in the ring. I thought they had a great match. The ending was probably the best part of it. I did not see that coming from a mile away to that. And I was shocked they did an ending like that.
Second rope. Yeah.
But I'm also glad they finished on that. Because sometimes there's a big move like that and it's not the end of the match. And then they get to the finish when it's just like a basic finish. It's like, oh man, they could have. There's lots of times in a lot of matches where I'm like, hey, that should have been the finish.
Yeah. It's definitely during like Darby and Sammy matches. They like Sammy will do like an 820 off a cage and the guy will kick out and then he'll like roll them up and win.
Yeah. And it's like, no, do like the big spot there where the crowd's popping hard. And they did it here. The crowd went nuts when she did that pile driver off the top rope. And I'm like, oh my God. And she won with it.
Most importantly, that crowd went nuts because that crowd was completely fucking dead until that spot and the main event.
Yeah, they were a little lackluster, which is very odd for a Philadelphia crowd because I feel like usually they're a lot more like involved.
They were louder last time because I went back and watched some clips of the last time they were in Philly. They were a lot louder then. I don't know. I
was there the last time that they were in
Philly. That was when Hangman came back. Yep. Well, it's because the match, and I'm not going to talk about it now. All right, people on Twitter, all right? I understand you have this, like, I don't know, this desire for everyone to love you and like and subscribe and be your friend. I get it, right? The show, I thought this week the show sucked. I'm sorry, right? It's not because most of the roster was stuck in Florida. The matches that were here were already booked like 3 days ago. So it is what it is. We already knew what the matches were. On paper, it was a great show. It's just the way they formatted it. Like, in my opinion, you start the show 3 ways. 1, with Saraya, which they didn't. 2, with Moxley versus Juice, because everyone wants to see Mox coming out of Grand Slam. Or 3, with, instead of doing the Jericho celebration, you call an audible, you do the Acclaimed celebration. And the Acclaimed were there because they're wrestling on Rampage. So it's like, you should have started with them.
That should have been switched around. I think
that's what I'm saying.
The Jericho celebration should have been for Rampage to get something to get people to watch Rampage. And, you know, they could have teased something.
And the celebration wasn't even bad. It's just, you start with a promo, then you go into a Danielson Daddy Magic match. We were like, okay. And then it happened. And then the show kind of like stalled out for a little bit until Tony hit that second rope thing. And then you're like, okay, we're here. And it woke the crowd up.
Yeah. Okay.
What do you think, Jackie? Don't okay me. And then
no.
Okay.
No, what do you think?
Damn, that's what I sound like to you, dude.
No.
What do you think?
I'm bad at impressions.
No, in a lot of respects, I agree with you. That was one of my main complaints of the show overall was the flow. It was very promo heavy, and I think like we had talked about this via text after the show, like, you know, we all reconvened and said like what our thoughts were, and I said, especially coming off of a show like Grand Slam, which was so like heavy with action, they went very promo heavy, and it was a bit of a risk, and it didn't pay off to me very, like, not in the slightest. I didn't think it was the worst Dynamite that they ever produced, but it certainly was not hitting. It wasn't hitting with me. There were some moments that I was like, okay, this was good, but it's just like in terms of the way that it flowed, it just felt like it kind of like hit a weird plateau somewhere, and I was like, it's just, I don't know, it coasted. And so I'm not disagreeing with you, but yeah, the opening, and I don't know if it was because a lot of us were thinking like, okay, well, like, especially you guys were like so hyped on this idea that they should have started with Saraya in segment 1, and they didn't even introduce her until the infamous 9:20 spot.
9 o'clock.
No, she came
like,
on at
like,
9, and then the women wrestled at
yeah,
like
but I'm saying like
9:20.
everything like again in that like 9 o'clock
9
or
to
like
9:30.
almost like, yeah, like in that spot. Yeah.
Like, why are we doing this? I mean, it was okay, I guess. You could have had a Daniel Garcia match. I know Kimmy in the chat, she would have been hyped, right? She would have probably walked to Philly from where she is just to see her boy, you know, future husband Daniel Garcia out here wrestling. But it's just like, there's better ways. It's not the worst show ever. I just think it sucked. I think, and it happens sometimes, right? I'm gonna be all nice and polite like Kyle. It happens sometimes, right? It happens. We gotta forgive. We gotta forgive and forget. And I'll forgive and forget.
I'm gonna just quickly say
show.
to the audio listeners that are probably listening back, sorry for a little blip there. I don't know what's going on. Did Ian come its way up here? I've had
I'm about to say
internet
drop
issues
a bunch of
before.
frames?
Yeah, right before the stream, and then now on stream. I've never had that once
Kimmy,
in the history of producing this show. I've never had that once. So I don't know what's going on. I bet you it's
definitely Kimmy's fault.
I bet you it's OBS because it's been asking me to get an uptate, and I haven't, and I've been putting it aside and saying remind me later.
Oh, Lane
This
is
is probably
here.
it.
Hey, Lane is here.
OBS just like, hey, you don't
Enough.
want to update? Okay, here are your frames. Bye bye.
Yeah, enough is enough. Oh, also funny story, Kyle. I don't know if I told you this. So we're at Grand Slam, right? And it's Jericho versus Claudio to start the show. And Frankie Bebop and Nate, I'm calling you out. They're over here singing Judas. And I look at them and I'm like, we don't sing Judas, all right?
Me and the homies don't sing Judas.
Me and the homies don't sing Judas no more, right?
Yeah.
And then Jericho wins, and I go, this is your fault. This is your fault. All right? He was going to lose, but then you started singing.
They're doing a cool. I mean, we can switch over that. I think they're doing a pretty interesting storyline with the. He's now calling a Ring of Jericho, which is hilarious, and that he plans
and he's gonna face
on
all the former champions.
Yeah,
or the ones he can.
So yeah, the ones he can, obviously. And I'm thinking, I'm going like in my head, I'm going through it. I'm going, I know where this is going. I know exactly where this is going, because Danielson, famously, he had a match where he I forget who he faced, and it's blanking me. I don't know why it's blanking me, but he
in Ring of Honor.
In Ring of Honor, way back in the day when he unified the belts against someone.
Was it Nigel?
I don't remember, but I think that's where this is heading, where they're going to unify both the pure and the world title, and it's going to be Jericho against Daniel Garcia in the end. I think that's where it's leading to.
I'm looking it up. Unified.
Maybe I think it was Nigel. But he had a match where he unified. I think he was the pure champion, or he might have been the world champion. But it was they unified the belts.
Yeah, it's Nigel.
Yeah, I think that's where they're going with this. I think they're going to unify those belts together, and the new Ring of Honor is not going to have
a pure championship,
pure title. No. So, which is, I mean, I wasn't too excited with the pure rules and stuff. That really just doesn't interest me.
It's cool, but you're gonna run out of those type of wrestlers. Like, you have the Garcias, you have the Yutas, you have Danielson, and you have Lee Moriarty on the main roster.
Right.
You know, who else are you you know, and like we said before, like when ROH finally launches off the ground, like we don't want that much crossover, especially right away. So like there's your Ring of Honor roster right there. So it's like it's kind of like you're not going to have anybody else.
I think that's going to start the new year. I have a gut feeling that that's going to be like a big start to 2023. They're going to sometime between now and the end of the year, they're going to announce either TNT or TBS or something. They're going to have a deal in place for Ring of Honor. And I saw other ideas.
Man, I really want them to be on whatever this Discovery HBO Max thing is going to turn
I
into.
saw that. Like I saw like once that gets going that it's going to be on a streaming platform, which would be sweet. I also saw someone say, and I'm like, I thought about it and I'm like, yeah, yes and no. I had my feelings about it, my pros and cons. Was to take out either one of Dark or Dark Elevation and replace it with Ring of Honor. Just have it
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
I think they could do it.
Just get rid of Elevation. Make Dark Elevation. It's the same. Just that's what you do. And you can tape Ring of Honor TV. You make it an hour. Yeah. You tape it before Dynamite.
Yeah. There you go.
Just fucking hire us already, Tony Khan. Jesus.
But I know he wants to keep it separate from AEW. Like he wants it completely like everything to look different. Like the stage, everything completely different. Like he wants it so far away from AEW. So if they needed to, you know where the perfect place would be just to get it off the ball and going is use that studio that you use in Orlando just to get it up and going, like Ring of Honor, have it start there. And then eventually once it gets more popular and you get it more popular, start touring around in small arenas, kind of like what Impact does. You know, I think there's a way you can grow it unless right away you're going to give us like, you know, Jericho's not going to be there, but I mean, you're doing a good job now promoting it. You don't put the title on Jericho if the TV deal is not around the corner.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, but do you think the goal was to put the belt on Jericho to kind of like get that kick started and kind of like get eyes on it?
Or else, like, why did you take it off Claudio in the first place? You could have waited to do this then.
Listen, TK, if we know, he's going to put a title on Jericho, right? Like, by fucking anything. I mean, he will buy
he
an
started
entire
and
company.
ended the show this week.
Yeah. Listen, Tony Khan will buy Impact just to make Jericho X Division champion. Yeah. Right? Like he is not fucking around.
He'll be the Knockouts champion.
Yeah, Jericho is Tony Khan's favorite wrestler of all time. Like this is what it is.
It's not CM Punk anymore.
Yeah, he's like a kid. Yo. He went back to his like house and ripped the Punk thing off the wall. Like
put the Lionheart poster up.
Yeah.
Oh God. Anyways, that's an interesting storyline. A Ring of Jericho. God.
It's cool. I'm listen. As much as I don't sing Judas because I need a fucking break from Jericho, I'm loving this storyline. I'm interested. It's something different where he's over there.
He puts everyone over eventually, right? Like, you know, he wins his matches. Yeah, except him, which is, I don't know what's up with that.
It's weird because the Eddie Kingston feud started with him putting him over, and then Kingston never won again. So it's like,
but like,
what a weird thing.
Bitter.
He just, I'm impressed with what he's doing now. And look what he does. He has like a banger of a match with Bandito in the main event, which was incredible. And I love how it's all but confirmed that he's all elite, that he's been offered a full contract. So we'll see if that even, I guess it's with the news that gets released saying that they offered him a full contract. Does that mean like he didn't sign it and he says he has to think about it, or I don't know what that is, but I know that today they signed Roosh, and Roosh is all elite, which is great. Hopefully that means something because Andrade's sitting here tweeting free Andrade or free El Idolo. I don't know if he's trolling, but
so let's use this as a segue to talk about it. So there's a lot of stuff going on with these dirt sheet writers, reporters, and stuff. And there's two angles you could look at this. One, you're like, you know, people are just using the clout of other wrestlers' names and the desire of fans to like want all this insider information to just say whatever they want and know that they're going to get away with it. Because by the time we're like, that's not true, it could be a couple weeks and they already got the clicks that they wanted, the views that they wanted. So what do they care? But it's like, so now we're hearing Malachi's not leaving. Right, he does the Instagram post. He's not leaving, or the live. Buddy's coming out saying that he's not leaving. That it's being reported now that he went back to Australia to fix some visa stuff. That's why he'll be off TV for a while. And you see Andrade kind of trolling, and it's like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And I think the only thing that is a positive, or that can be, you could take this as a positive in regards to AEW, is it's a reminder to start booking these people, because now we've said this before, with Triple H and Power over there, a lot of these people came from NXT. So they're going to want to go back to work for Triple H. Triple H booked Malachi very strong. He booked Andrade very strong. Both former NXT champions. Both Andrade and Malachi's wives work for that company. So I'm sure once WWE gets to 100% and they're touring 300 days a year again, they're going to want to be with their significant others. So it's like, we need to start using people. Not everyone's going to be swerving Keith Lee and be like, I don't want to go back. Andrade probably does want to go back, right? So it's like, let's book him now while we have him. And you just signed Roosh. Hopefully that's a good sign that maybe Andrade is, because I wouldn't expect Roosh to stay.
Yeah.
Unless it's a Ring of Honor thing, to stay if Andrade is going to leave, So I don't know. It's just, that's the one side of it. And the other side of it is like, listen, everybody. If you do not like Sean Ross Sapp or Andrew Zarian or Meltzer or whoever, stop following them.
Yeah.
You spend all your time like, Sean Ross got this wrong. No, he didn't. He reported what was being reported. He never mentioned Malachi's health. He said deliberately, I am not talking about his mental health and stuff that's going on. This is what I'm hearing. And then guess what? When Malachi was like, that's wrong, Sean Ross Sapp was like, hey, I got it wrong. I guess I was hearing false stuff, whatever. So it's like, if you don't have to like the guy. Who cares, right? I don't know the guy. Hate him. What do I care? But it's like, you're clogging up all of our timelines, bitching and moaning about shit that doesn't matter. If you don't like the dirt sheets, don't follow them. You're the one following them.
My biggest thing is these wrestlers shouldn't have to come out and clarify shit, right? It's their own personal life. Malachi does not need to go on Instagram Live and say, guys, relax, I'm not going anywhere. Like, he didn't need to do that. And the fact that he did that, it just screams why this community is the way it is. And it's toxic as hell. And every day
it's the pile-on effect, right? Yeah. I'm sure he saw one post and was like, he saw two posts, but it's like 3 weeks of like thousands of, it's like, all right. And he was saying he got death threats. Like,
I was going to say, people were apparently sending him death threats and saying all this like very like toxic and negative stuff. It's like, it's one thing to have to refute a claim, just on the basis that it's not true. And it's another thing to have to come out and say these things because people are being like extremely defensive and negative. It's like, if you are unhappy with a decision that somebody's making in their personal life, okay, you know what? You don't have to agree with every choice that somebody makes, but it has no direct bearing on your life. This whole like toxic, tribalism thing about like, I'm so pro AEW, so anti WWE and vice versa. It's like, neither one of these companies, more likely than not, is signing your freaking checks and paying your bills for you to care so damn much about where these guys and women and are going, for you to be sending death threats to people off of a personal decision that they're making, whether or not it was true that he was in fact leaving. It's just beyond me, and it's so mind-boggling and so sickening real simple, that Jackie. People really do this.
It's simple as hell. You can hate WWE. You can hate AEW. Don't tweet about it. I don't like the Fed. I don't tweet about it.
Exactly. And it's like, and because you don't like the company, that's one thing, but to directly attack the human beings that are just out here living their lives and trying to make money to support their livelihood, like, are you really that sad of a human being, like, that you have to go out and do this kind of stuff? Like, really go outside and live your life. Do something productive with your time. Like, it's
we're coming out with a touch. We're gonna come out with a touch grass T-shirt.
I don't even think so. I think these people are beyond t-shirt. Touching grass. Like, it's like, I don't know. Go volunteer at an animal shelter. Do something like, positive with your community time.
Listen, you don't even have to do all of that. Block and mute people.
Yeah, I've been heavily muting people.
Yeah. Shout out to Carrie. Carrie's block and mute list is in the thousands, right?
Mine is up there too, honestly.
She is doing it the right way, right? We understand majority of wrestling fans.
Twitter just needs to get off.
Toxic.
Can I work for Twitter? Like, I got the perfect solution for this. You want these guys to stop making burner accounts and trolling. You can only have one Twitter account. You got to pay a fee to have a second Twitter account. There you go. Problem solved. None of these idiots are going to pay money to have burner accounts so they can talk shit, okay? They're going to use their personal account, and then when that gets suspended, you're fucked.
Even better, get rid of this topic shit on Twitter.
Oh, God,
right?
That's bad.
Because you'll be like, I like wrestling. And then it's like, did you mean AEW or WWE? And then you see these wild tweets, and you're like, who is this person? Why are they on my timeline? And it's like, it's so crazy to me that, like, people waste their time and energy on this, where it's like, so Carrie in the chat right now for audio listeners, Carrie has blocked 6,000 people.
Wow.
And muted 2980. Jesus, Carrie. Carrie's fingers be strong, bro. She ain't messing around for all
and
that.
For the record, Carrie is one of the most delightful human beings on this planet.
Person.
So, it's definitely not her. That's the issue here.
It's just like, and look, even with me saying I didn't really like the show this week, but I love Jericho versus Bandito. That was an incredible match, right? It was an awesome match, right? And Lane mentioned earlier that so Lane writes, it had me a little salty to read that people were calling TK gay for hugging wrestlers and making WWE better for some reason. And that making WWE better for some reason, that he was hugging wrestlers. And it's like, what does it matter? Like, we make fun of Tony Khan for being like super excited and like awake, Like,
it's like no animosity.
Like, we're teasing, but it's like,
we don't hate the guy.
You want that. Like, I don't hate it. Like, you want that type of enthusiasm from your boss, right? And even then, that's not on TV. So I don't care. But if you're lucky enough to go to these shows, you get to see stuff like that and get to hear Tony come out before the show, after the show. But like, it's not on TV, so what do you care? What's the big deal about questioning his sexuality or anything in his life just because he's excited to be there? Like, Bandito is an incredible wrestler. Like, he should be hugging him or happy that he's being hugged by him. Maybe that means they signed him. So, like, come on. It's just crazy. Fed up with the croutons. Exactly, Matt.
It's just out of control. I got to start being more like Kara. I got to start muting and blocking. I do it. Like, not often enough as I should.
I do it a lot.
I do the ignore scroll. I see it and I go, nope, keep scrolling.
Nope, you got to start muting and blocking people. I've done it.
Now, you know what I do? I see it and I hit reply. I write a whole reply and I go, no. I delete it and I just scroll up. Like, never mind. I'm not getting into this war today. It's not worth it. But Kyle, do you want to? I think we're wound up enough that we need to be in a classroom.
Oh God, I don't have it up. By the way,
we don't have the graphic up. But let me tell you,
it's been a while.
Listen. So I'm gonna start it, and then Kyle's gonna follow up, right? Like we're in Jackie's hood, like we're in the barrio. I'm gonna throw the first shot. Kyle's gonna follow up, right? I knew that would pop Jackie. That's why I said it. Yeah, just be careful when you go to the bodega, Jackie. Please, we need you on the show.
They make it sound like I live in the hood.
We value your friendship.
We're in the hood. We're in the hood. We're in the hood at.
I love that. That's Kyle's go-to song. But listen, leave Paige or Saraya the fuck alone.
Oh my God!
For everybody who's on Twitter. Anything she does, and we see the haters came out this week.
Oh,
ladies and gentlemen, the haters came out this week because God forbid in a company, right? Shout out to Mama POV saying Jackie is in the semi-hood. See, Jackie, right?
So even Mama POV knows.
Bodio light, all right?
Yeah.
It's like, listen.
Bodio light.
Yeah. All right? You're fucking corny if you're on Twitter and you're like, oh, Saraya stumbled. Yeah, she's in a company where they're not memorizing promos. She's in a company where for the first time in her...
She hasn't cut a promo in 4 years.
Yeah, and it's not scripted. She can say whatever she wants.
Exactly. She even said she's nervous.
And you're coming at her. And then the week before, you're like, fuck Saraya because Ronnie Radke has all this stuff going on in his life, all these accusations that don't seem to be true because the man is walking among us. So if they're true, wouldn't he be in jail?
Yeah, maybe check your facts first before you try to spit on Twitter. Just saying.
And so you're hating Saraya because she's using her boyfriend's song. That's an awesome song that we listen to all the time. Hey, there's the graphic. It's up. Poor Jackie sitting in the back of the classroom all by herself.
I'm putting time out.
Yeah. So, but it's like you guys are wasting so much time yelling, screaming, and bitching. And poor Saraya is answering these messages. I don't know why.
Oh God, yeah.
Right, trolling right back and hitting people hard sometimes, which I think is pretty funny. But it's like, what do you care? What do you give a shit who she's dating? I don't give a fuck.
Well, how is it affecting you? Let us know. I want to know. Just, send me or Phil a message. I really want to know how it's affecting you. I guarantee. But I guarantee they'll have nothing to say. It won't, because it doesn't affect them.
It's just you're letting Twitter tell you who to like and not to like. Dude, I don't give a fuck what Falling in Reverse did. The song's a fucking banger. I can't stop listening to it.
I'm going to listen to it every day.
Yeah, I listen to it like 10 times a fucking day.
And hang on,
right?
Y'all people want to have this energy for Saraya. Let me see the same energy for Serena Deeb. Do you know who she's married to?
Exactly. Google it.
You know what? Yeah, Google it for me. I'm not even going to tell you. Google it. Come back and have that same energy. Y'all don't have the same energy for every other wrestler that has shit in their lives, or if they're dating someone stupid, or if they're dating a child molester or whatnot. Y'all just going to pick and choose because it's cool right now because Saraya is popular, and you're going to hop on that train and try to get clout on your little Twitter account.
Saraya.
Sorry. I'm mad, so I'm not thinking.
But look, it's and then this whole thing of like, people are on Twitter, and I see it, and it's not just one person, it's multiple people, right? Fuck this, fuck Falling in Reverse, fuck this. Quick little search on Twitter. You liked the band like 6 months ago. So what? Twitter told you to stop liking them? So you're like, you're right. I'm going to stop liking them. I'm going to do what Twitter says. Bro, have your favorites. Listen, 99% of the wrestlers, come to find out, seem to be living secret lives. So like, who gives a fuck? Like who you like. And if you don't want to like her, fine. You don't need to waste your time tweeting at her and tweeting about her and stuff like that. Like, just don't talk about her.
She's a grown woman. She can make her own decisions. You're not her mom. Stop it. Leave her alone.
And give her a fucking break.
Yeah.
Right? Literally. Give her a break. It's ridiculous that, like, and look, All Elite Matt, that's fine. I don't care. Be a fan of him. It doesn't affect me. Right?
Oh,
I'm not
cool. You're meeting him, man. I'm happy for you. Good for you.
Yeah, I'm happy you're meeting him, right? And I know people who are so fan of his. That's cool. I don't know how to feel about it. I still don't really know all the details because I never looked into it. It is what it is.
You know what? But you can hate the guy, but don't go at Saraya.
Yeah, don't go at her. Let her just enjoy it. Like, go into the show wanting to enjoy it. Why are we going into this show wanting to hate it and call people out? Because all that's going to end up happening is your favorite women's wrestler is not going to get used because right now Saraya is the vehicle in which everyone's going to get used. So let's say your favorite wrestler is Willow Nightingale. A lot of people like Willow. Guess what? Willow ain't going to get no TV time unless Saraya is going to create the TV time for them. So if you don't like her, shut the fuck up. Let them use her and do all this stuff. Because it is unreal the level of stupidity that I see on Twitter every day where poor Saraya has to answer it. It's just...
God,
it's unreal.
And she doesn't need to do that. Again, as I bring this back to the Malachi thing. She don't need to answer these trolls on Twitter that go at her. She just, I know she needs to kind of be like Carrie, just hit the mute and block button. But like, it gets to a point. It will get to me too. I'd probably eventually answer some people too and be like, you know what? No, you're an idiot. And call them out on Twitter. And I love her. The way she rips into these people, the replies that she does. Oh, she's awesome. I fucking love her. Like, this is why she's my favorite wrestler. This is why she's my favorite person of all time. Like, I freaking adore Saraya. Oh my God. She hears that, she's gonna rip my head off. But hey, you know what? We're all human. We make mistakes.
Kyle, I think it's okay. Just don't call her Brittany Knight. She might jump the table.
But like, and then people ripping on her for the segment too. Like, I'm like, oh my God, guys, like, girl hasn't been in a wrestling ring cutting a promo in 4 years. And back then, again, like you said, it was scripted. This is her first time doing unscripted things. She said she was nervous. She said at the beginning of the promo that she was nervous. Yeah. Right?
This is honestly probably the first time she's done an unscripted promo since she was 17 before she got signed by WWE.
It wasn't bad. Like, it wasn't bad. This is a start,
but I like when they mess up. Yeah. I like it personally because it seems real. Yeah. It seems like this is a genuine thing she's saying, and it's not just an in-character thing, especially your first time back in all these years. We don't know what you're going to say. like we said earlier, I do wish that there was some clarification. Is she cleared? Is she not cleared?
Yeah.
But like, whatever. She stumbled a little bit. I like that she was like, you can give me the time cue. I ain't stopping.
Yeah.
That's the type of energy we need because that's the type of
back,
energy
yeah. It claps back
that
at Britt.
the men have.
Yeah, and no one really claps back at Britt. She claps back saying, your name literally, you want to come at me for my name, your name literally rhymes with shit. I'm like, come on,
which is funny, which is such a childish thing, but it popped me.
Yeah,
it got me.
And the crowd started chanting Brit shit.
Yeah, and the whole thing is like, and I'm seeing it, and I've been talking about this for months, warning people. Brit's starting to get the Charlotte treatment, and I ain't liking it. We ain't doing that here, right? It's you understand that, and Tony Khan has made it clear in interviews, he's only going to put the women on TV who generate ratings. And since he's not booking anybody else strong, Britt Baker booked her goddamn self strong and got herself over, right? With the help of Cody and people helping her backstage. So it's like, that's who you're going to go with. You're trying to pop a rating. You're going to put Britt out there. So it's like, let Saraya and Britt maybe hopefully bring up Jamie, showcase Tony Storm and use their star power to bring it up. And like, to me, you add Britt Baker to a situation, it only makes it better.
But look what happened when they did it. But look what happened when they did in the Fed, when they did that revolution then, right? There was more than just one person. That main story was kind of, thinking about it, it was Nikki Bella, and I believe Charlotte was like
6 people.
Yeah, but like there were others there too, but that eventually, after they started the revolution, all got their own time and got themselves over in due time. But it's like these people expect like this whole, like they expected this whole segment to be like start of feud, end of feud by the end of it. And that's it. Like, no, that's not how it works here. Like they're gonna build on this.
This is an E-Fed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like let this be the catalyst, and it has to like start a spark somewhere.
And
but
these are the
it's
same
like,
people that
it's
go,
not gonna be overnight.
Yeah, they're the same people that are like, oh yeah, the MJF and CM Punk feud was awesome because it lasted like 9 months. Where's the energy for this? There's no energy. The same energy is not there. They're just like, oh, this sucks. This promo sucks, so the whole thing sucked. It's over.
But instead of tweeting about what you didn't like about the segment, tweet what you would like to see. Hey, I would like to see Jamie Hayter on the mic. I would like to see Tony Storm on the mic, or Willow, or Sky Blue, or Madison Rain. If you're, if you come from Impact, like there are multiple women there. Even a lot more that didn't make the show, or that for whatever reason they didn't fucking put them on TV, even though they're sitting back and catering. Looking wonderful, by the way. Eating pizza.
They're eating that pizza. Yeah.
Right? So it's like...
maybe that's why they couldn't come out.
Yeah,
maybe they're supposed to, and they're eating too much of whatever that guy's name is pizza.
Yeah.
Luigi Primo. The funniest comment I saw was that like the Luigi guy's an anti-vaxxer, and they were like, once Jericho found out he was an anti-vaxxer, he called him in to be in this segment.
Wow.
Damn.
The Ayatollah of Corona.
Yeah, so funny. But it's like, listen, man, have a good time, all right? Be like Kyle, thank your security guards, and just watch wrestling to have a good time, all right?
Yeah, you guys are still going on about that from all out.
That'll be forever for the rest of my life.
I was just curious, man, because I always want to talk to
You're
them.
just a really nice guy. You're almost too nice to be around us,
It's like
we're dragging you down.
Say you were just for shits and gigs, Bill. Like the last 10 years before this, you were a cop for 10 years, right? We go to the event, there's a cop there. You're not going to not talk to him?
I'd hate myself if I was a cop because I hate the po-po.
Oh my God.
Jackie,
You used the worst example, but...
You know what I'm saying, Jackie, right? Kyle, I grew up around Jackie, right? We were in the barrio, right? We selling nicks and dimes on the corners, you know what I mean? Getting our Skrilla, you know what I mean?
I understood what you meant, and yes,
I know what you meant, Kyle. I get it because you were a security guard. It's just funny to me because you're such a nice, polite, warm-hearted guy, and
he's a sweetheart.
Me and Ant are savages, and Jackie's somewhere in the middle. Jackie has a savage side, but she is also very nice. But she,
yes, Lane, I did that. I went to Butcher and Blade. I went to talk to Butcher and Blade.
Put them hands up, right?
But Lane in chat saying go in line to meet and greet, no photos, just to have a conversation. Yes, I did. I went up to Butcher and Blade just to have a conversation with them. I damn straight did that.
Kyle's a good guy, man.
I wanted to talk to him.
Kyle's the best of us.
And I wanted to know if Blade remembered me from the event. He did. He remembers the exact event.
And Cutler, as Lane is saying, Cutler too.
Oh yeah, Cutler too. Yeah.
And you chased down Amanda Huber just to make sure she was okay.
Oh, I can't chase her down. She's the ticket counter. I just want to go make sure that she...
I'm so sorry.
Oh, she's awesome.
But
I really wish I had a picture with her, though, to be honest.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why we didn't.
Sorry, Mikey.
I would have loved a picture of it.
That's not my display picture.
Yeah, I know. Just awesome though. It's so awesome. But it's been a great Grand Slam was incredible last week. The Grand Slam Rampage was good, except for that Battle Royal. That Battle Royal was a fucking mess. But the winner was cool, right? Jungle Boy versus Phoenix was cool. And Rampage looks pretty good this week. There's some pretty good matches.
That chop. How loud was that chop in the arena?
Which one?
That was that what Phoenix did on Jungle Boy?
Oh, that shit was loud.
Oh my god, I saw a clip of that.
That shit was loud. It was loud. Well, by that time, I had got up and went to the bathroom because I'm like, all right, cool. First match.
You're like 5 hours in.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Then it was House of Black. Shit. Then the second match comes out. I forgot who it was, but like I really wanted to see it, and I was like, oh shit. Oh, I think it was the Ty and Sammy match. It was Sammy versus Eddie was the second match. I'm like, oh my god, I'm never gonna be able to go to the bathroom in this goddamn pay-per-view.
I don't know, but also shout out to Julia Hart for eating that table bump, man.
Oh man,
I've never seen something like that in my life.
Shout out, listen, all right, we, especially me, shit on companies. The AEW, the New Japans, for using these tables that you can throw a fucking car and it won't go through. I don't know where they got this table, but Julia Hart is a small girl, right? She fell through that table and it was like a perfect just of her ass. Just like, boom. Just that's all it was. And then the best thing was Brody King being like, we're just focused if the hat's okay. And then I saw Kyle make the same joke. I was crying on Twitter. We just want to know if the hat is okay.
That's okay.
And I love she clarified too. She tweeted like, "All right, guys, don't worry, I'm okay, and the hat is okay as well."
The hat is okay as well. Like,
me and my hat are good.
Oh, that one cool shot she tweeted with the silhouette of her with the hand. Yeah. Oh man. Oh, I really hope though. Like fingers crossed that that's what I mean. I have fingers crossed. And like I saw Sean Ross tweet, he's like, I bet you that we see Malachi and Buddy back before the end of the year. And I'm like, I really effing hope so, and I hope
back
that
at Full Gear, please,
because that's what the rumor is, right?
Because we're there.
But that's what the rumor is, right? That they had there was a conversation like a little bit before All Out between Tony Khan and Malachi Black. Maybe they did smooth things over, and he's gonna be like, hey, sorry about the promises I did make. Let's rectify them and let's do something, right? So maybe they have plans for him because they didn't take him out of the Full Gear commercial, right? If you watch a Full Gear commercial, they could have easily replaced the House of Black with something else, but they keep putting it
just
in
like
there.
They did with the opening on Dynamite.
Yeah,
the Elite aren't in it anymore. So
and that's also another shit show. That's like the news that came out today that there's been
so that they're waiting to see if there's legal stuff going to happen before they bring him back, which is kind of scary.
And that could take time.
Which they have that anniversary show coming up, the 3-year anniversary show next week. And it's just so strange to think that the Elite will not be there for the anniversary show of a company that they helped to build on their backs.
I'm going to look at something in real time here because I am shocked that they didn't, for an anniversary show, not go back to the same arena and try to make it a big deal.
In DC, isn't that this?
No, they did it. They did the Capital One Arena, the first one, because I was there for the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And they did like almost 12 to 14,000 fans in that day.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that they felt that they couldn't sell it out because of the situation with the Elite?
Wasn't Washington announced before that?
The tickets would have been on sale way before that.
That's true.
So I'm like, why did they go to this arena? And it's a tiny arena. It's like max 4,000 fans.
Mm.
Well, what's the Rampage that Jackie sent us to seats in Atlantic City that was not looking like they were selling well at all?
That's November 4th.
That was the initial
in Atlantic City, right?
Yeah, in Atlantic City, Boardwalk.
And only like 1,200 of like the 4,000 tickets sold.
Yeah.
Listen, I was in Albany. That crowd wasn't full. The shit you guys couldn't see on camera was pretty empty, but I had a great time.
Yeah, Buffalo.
Not my problem.
There was a lot of empty seats in Buffalo, but they did a good job of stacking. Like they do a good job with stacking the camera side. Like WWE used to do it all the time. I remember like there was Raw and SmackDowns I used to go to back in the day where if the camera side wasn't a lot, they would move you as soon as you walk in the building. Like, you're on that side. No, we're moving you to the other side. They would purposely move everybody to the camera side, and then the TV side, and the camera side would be empty. The whole section would be empty. You'd see no seats on that side.
That TV magic is a very real thing for both companies, depending on the. So,
but with all that being said, so Kimmy is saying there's reports saying that ticket sales haven't been great, but they also had their highest gate ever, which was Grand Slam, their first $1 million gate. So
the Grand Slam was pretty packed though. Like Arthur Ashe was pretty full.
It wasn't at first, but it got almost completely full. The tickets must have been more money because I feel like last year it was fuller and they made more money this year. I just want to shout out publicly. I doubt anybody that listens. So I just want to shout out.
I was going to
AEW.
Yeah, that's what I was going to check, because
there's a hockey on the Capitol.
Yeah, that's so where the Capitals play. I wanted to see what the schedule was, so that's probably why, which kind of sucks.
But so, like I was saying, I just want to shout out AEW because last year's Grand Slam was a fucking mess when it came to concessions and it came to the merch line. Everything worked so much better this year. I don't know if they had more open. The only thing that sucked is that 3 chicken fingers without French fries was $20, but that's not an AEW thing. That's a venue thing. U.S. Open. What the fuck?
That's a New York thing too. Because
that's a lot of money. Listen, I'll pay $20, but give me some motherfucking French fries. All right, I'm just saying. Right? I shouldn't have to spend $10 on French fries and not even regular chicken tenders. Okay, not even regular chicken tendies. They were like spicy chicken tendies. Like, bro, I've been here for 17 hours. You want me to shit my pants on top of it? Come on.
They should have been like chicken cutlet size for the freaking $20.
Yeah,
I saw how tiny they were.
Maybe $45 chicken cutlet. If them little things was $20, maybe $45.
Yeah, I heard.
I know, but I'm saying they were tiny.
Yeah, I heard last year that the concessions they kind of sold out in the first hour.
Last year.
Abysmal.
Yeah.
Last year, I was online for a pretzel for 20 minutes.
Oh, God.
All right. This year, we were snacking on that. We had popcorn. We had pretzels. We had this. We had that. It was a good time.
Like, I don't know what the conversion would be. It'd probably be cheaper for you, but like for me, like I went to go see The Weeknd last Friday, and a can of beer was like $15.
Yep.
Yeah.
15 Canadian?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So like it's nuts. Like venues can charge.
It's right. Yankee Stadium for a beer, and I don't drink, but I know people who go and drink. For a beer, Yankee Stadium is your firstborn child.
Yeah.
So. It's so fucking
drop them off.
My God, bro. Listen, they gotta if they're gonna be able to afford Aaron Judge, them shit's gonna be even more expensive. AEW better not ever run Yankee Stadium. It might cost us $3,000 just to get tickets.
Well, speaking of stadiums, I mean, this is a bit of news that we haven't talked about. We can get to that's been said in the last couple of weeks. One, it's rumored that the Revolution is a California show. Two, Craven's Cottage, they're looking at next summer for that first UK show.
Yep. Shout out to Carrie for that, who's in the chat right now.
Carrie might be coming up to your neck of the woods because I really want to go to the UK. I've always wanted to go to the UK. Always want to go to London, to be honest, too. So we'll see what goes on with that. I don't know.
Kyle, keep me in those talks because Brittany said that she would go on that trip too.
Because that would be fun. That would be
she wants to go back.
Amazing. Yes, Prince Damo, you can go. It's in London. It's in your neck of the woods. Aren't you over there somewhere? I don't know. I think you might be in Ireland.
I mean, judging by the fact that how we put $11 and $12 euro.
Yeah.
In euro, yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty cool that they're looking at next summer, which makes sense, right? It's an outdoor stadium. You kind of want to go during a time where you're for sure the weather's going to be at least better than
and
the
Tony
fall
Khan
or
owns
spring.
it. So
yeah.
There you go.
And I heard they did a bunch of new renovations to the stadium too, which is great. So
here's the renovations. Fun. They added Chris Jericho's own locker room. They added the Jerotron 2000. There's a Jericho museum there.
It's everything for Jericho.
They're going to do a stadium stampede with people in the crowd.
Well, they got to wait till next summer because they got to take all the CM Punk stuff down.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, damn.
Anyways.
But yeah, so that's awesome for people in the UK.
Yeah.
You know, the people we know, Carrie, Damo, Jermazing, everybody who's over in the UK.
That's going to sell quick. Like that, those tickets are going to be very hard to get. Extremely hard. We thought All Out was going to be hard. those are going to be extremely hard to get because those are going to go fast.
Yeah. And guess what? Kyle not included, but us Americans were coming to take the tickets.
But I mean,
That's what we do.
He said next summer, right?
Right, Jackie?
But like he said next summer, you're not doing a Dynamite and Rampage in that stadium. You're doing a show, and I'm wondering, it's not going to be Double or Nothing. Maybe it's Forbidden Door too.
Ooh, that's how you sell out a motherfucking pay-per-view.
Yeah, that's how you sell the stadium. Yeah,
you bring Okada out there.
Right, like that would be
coin
massive.
drop, baby.
Yeah.
Yep, coin drop on these hoes.
Or they're gonna do something like AEW. I don't know. I don't know what the hell they're gonna call it. Royal Dynamite.
Oh my god, the names they're gonna come up with.
It's gonna be Royal Dynamite or Royal Rampage. It's gonna be that's what it's gonna be. Mark this, save this. It's gonna be Royal Dynamite and Royal Rampage. Telling you right now, it's gonna be AEW
Dynamite presents coin drop on these
coin.
Please stop. I need that to be on a t-shirt.
Oh yeah, they're here this weekend. That's right. Your boys FTR over there, Jackie, for Royal Quest or Royal Conquest or whatever the hell it's called.
Royal Quest, and they're not streaming it live.
Exactly. It's a shame. It's not live.
They're not?
It's not even on Fight TV. Fight TV said they're not showing it.
I don't get to see it live, but Carrie is going to be there and she's going to cheer extra loud for me. And she's going to send me lots of pictures. Spam me, please.
New Japan drops the ball hard on these events, man.
Oh, damn. Man. Do you see with Damo right? Next year, the stadium will fit 29K.
Wow.
Woo.
Yeah.
We can get tickets, bro. If we get WrestleMania tickets and, we can get tickets over there,
Yeah.
Right. Carrie blocked like 10,000 people herself, so none of them are allowed to show up. Right? So that's 10,000 tickets free right there.
Oh man,
just saying.
Well,
right, Jackie,
you want to
Carrie's coin dropping on these hoes.
Yeah.
You want to preview Rampage for tonight in 2 hours?
I don't even know what the matches are. They're claimed they're having a match that doesn't matter. Who else has? Oh, Willow Nightingale versus
Jamie Hayter.
Jamie Hayter is going to be excellent though.
Yeah.
I hope this means that Willow's officially signed.
Yeah, that's. Wait. A lot of people were pointing that out too. That Willow came out during that Revolution, right? Yeah. That the whole segment, and like Sky Blue came out there. It makes sense because we got the DL when we were at FanFest, so we'll see.
So it's Private Party versus the Acclaimed versus the Butcher and the Blade.
Oh, that's right, that triple tag match. Yeah.
Lee Moriarty versus Fuego del Sol.
Lane, I love the Acclaim. Everybody loves the Acclaim. But let's be honest, that match doesn't fucking matter. Any match listen, this is not a knock on Private Party. They are very good. But I do not like them. So it's like,
oh my god!
I'm so like that's any match that they're in doesn't matter. And it's on a Rampage.
Oh, they gotta stop. I didn't think that was still a thing.
Hardy business.
No, it's the AFO, the Andrade fight. Like I thought that was over. I thought he was with the Los. I can't say the word. That thing. When he's with Rush.
Los
Ingobernables.
Right?
Oh my god, I can't even.
But that's what I mean. Like, why did he go back to the AFO just like random this week? Like, what? Did the Butcher and Blade there? I'm like, what?
Matt Hardy has been 3 different gimmicks in this fucking AFH.
I don't even know what he is right now. He's just Matt Hardy. He's just there. He's just there, Matt Hardy.
What else is happening on the show? The women's is there a third match?
So it's Willow Nightingale versus Jamie Hayter, John Silver versus Rush.
That'd be good. They're gonna beat the fuck out of each other. It's gonna be fantastic.
We're gonna hear from Hook.
That'd be short.
Sort of.
That'd be shorter than a women's segment.
So we'll see who interrupts him.
I thought that would pop Jackie more. She's not listening to me.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to look at this. Oh, and that's.
Then there'll probably be another impromptu match, or there'll probably be some segments that we don't know about, or something.
Well, the Jade, there's probably something with Jade.
They have to do something with her. Like what does she do? Like, what does she do? Who is she dropping the title to? Like, there's no like clear cut person right now. Like, it's getting to get stale soon if they don't do something with her.
Listen, combine the titles.
Yeah, unify.
I'm sorry, combine the titles. Unify those titles and I don't know, because it doesn't make any sense. Because Jade is the biggest star. Her and Britt are the two biggest stars of the whole company. With Tony Storm and Thunder Rosa, I would say those 4 women. Now with Saraya, but it's like, and maybe she can make TV this week. That's fine, but like, I need to see more Jade on Wednesday. She's a TBS champion. Put her on TBS. Jesus.
Yep.
And where's Wardlow? All right. If you're telling me Wardlow's stuck in Florida, I would have went and got him. All right.
He would have swam in some deep waters to go get Wardlow.
You see how big Wardlow's chest is? He got flotation devices. He's fine. He could have gotten here.
He fine, all right.
Well, you see the hair?
Do you think he flew out? Do you think he flew out with FTR?
No.
Maybe. No. Maybe.
No, he's not. Has he ever wrestled for New Japan?
No. Maybe it'll be his first appearance. I don't know. I'm just talking out of my ass right now.
So Carrie's saying best friends addressed the Death Triangle and what happened last week, so we get to see best friends. And there's videos going around of what happened after, which was really cool. So Carrie's saying Wardlow was backstage. So this is what I'm saying. People were there. Why didn't you use them? There's no excuse. Tony Khan ran like 8 weeks of TV with 20% of the roster during the beginning of COVID. Make it work. I'm sure QT Marshall would have had 15 matches for no reason. Wardlow could have killed him.
Yo, QT. You know what's funny? I just watched the New Japan just posted their. You can watch like they'll post like these events like this Royal Quest that's happening. It's gonna be on their YouTube like 2 months from now. They just posted the Capital Carnage one, and QT Marshall was doing his shtick over there. New Japan, like his whole coming out with the factory thing, and then the baby faces come out. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like nobody cares, bro. QT Marshall has one fan, and his name is Anthony DeStefano.
Shout out to you, Ant.
We love you. We love you, Ant. Miss you, Ant.
Ant ain't listening, bro. He's over here fixing his.
He was. I saw him. He was on YouTube in the beginning of the show. He was using his Magic and the Mouse account. Of course, you know, my man has more accounts on his phone than I do. Okay, and I thought I had a lot of.
Ant has as many accounts as I've changed my Twitter name this year. 47 times.
Ant is doing better than all of us because Ant is going to Disney next week.
Hopefully Disney looks good for him.
Oh my God, yeah, I hope.
Yeah.
Also, with that being said, I won't be on the show for 2 weeks. I have a wedding next week, and I won't be home.
It might be a 2-person show. We'll see. We might make it work.
2-person booth.
Make sure you guys are following on Twitter. Keep an eye on our Twitter.
Yeah, so... with that being said, I guess we can end the show there, unless anybody has final thoughts on what happened the last 2 weeks of wrestling.
I don't know. I just
act right. Stop being foolish. All right. Stop trying to.
Jackie, I wanted to make a joke, but I didn't want to offend you.
No, please don't. I'm just like stop.
I was gonna call you the Bodio Barbie, but you're not a Barbie. But I just like that it rhymed.
The body.
What happened to the bionic booty?
We're changing Jackson my EFED to the Bodio Barbie.
The Bodio Barbie.
Yeah.
Yo, I cannot stand y'all.
Jackie, after this episode, is going to the bodega. She's gonna get a 25-cent juice. It's a wrap for all you motherfuckers, all right?
Remember when I said act right?
All right. A 25-cent juice. All right, a quarter water.
25 cents.
All right, me and Jackie both know.
Quarter juice.
Me and Jackie both know that it's bacon, egg, and cheese, salt, pepper, ketchup. One word.
Right?
One word.
Bacon, egg, and cheese, salt, pepper,
you already
ketchup.
know.
All right, you already know. All right, if it's in one of them dirty ass gray carts, those are the best. With all that being said,
I can't wait for full gear.
Kyle, bro. We were already planning what we're gonna have you do when we were at Grand Slam, right?
Oh, I can't wait.
But for everybody, we might be all over the place next couple of weeks. It's just that time of year, right?
Yeah.
So follow us on Twitter, Instagram at ElitePOV, YouTube.com/ElitePOV, Twitch.tv/ElitePOV to keep up on where we're going, what we're doing, who's on the show, who's not on the show. And we asked for your patience during just the transition of moving to Fridays. There's a lot of stuff that was planned beforehand. We'll smooth it out. So yeah, we're still gonna plan that charity stream that we're gonna do for Nate. We're gonna work on that. I have an idea for something else that I'll talk to these two afterwards about. And but yeah, so keep an eye on that. Patreon.com/ElitePOV. We thank you guys for all your support. And if you want to keep supporting, you can head on over there. And then ElitePOVmerch.com. We haven't purged the site yet. It is coming.
Sort of. I took a few things down. Stuff that's been there old, and I took it down. But if you guys want to subscribe to the Elite POV Patreon, you guys can see being the Elite POV 1.5. The bonus episode is posted on there. It's going to be there only. You're not going to be able to see that for free on YouTube. You guys can see some bonus clips that we collected together. I thought I was just going to go clip by clip. I ended up collecting enough for like a little episode. I'm like, damn, I'm just going to do 1.5 then.
Yeah, and it was awesome. It's awesome to see.
Yeah.
Jackie was posting some stuff up there too. And you guys got to let us know what you want to see from us, and we will do our best to deliver that to
you. I know me and Jackie are in another episode of Let's Talk again because that was fun to do. So we'll once we have time, we're going to get that together and just try to get more content out to you guys on Patreon that do support us. And I kind of feel bad that we're not pumping as much as we should be, but we're definitely going to get our heads together and get at least something out to you. The AEW game's coming out soon as well. I kind of plan on doing some AEW game stuff for our Patreon page only. So you guys keep an eye out for that as well.
We're resurrecting a bit of footage that I collected earlier in the summer too. Right. So with the ROH Death Before Dishonor trip. So don't worry, it's coming together. It's just been crazy.
/ElitePOV is where you're gonna get all this stuff, right? It's stuff that, especially Jackie has some stuff up there where it gets copyrighted if we try to upload it. So, all right, because of music in the background and stuff. So this is where we can show you guys this stuff without getting our channel all hit up and dinged up. Like if our channel was walking in the Barrio. So we don't want that. Nobody wants that. You know what I'm saying? But you can follow me at Phillium versus Phillium versus whatever the fuck it is. I don't know.
Something. It'll probably be different next week, so just wait for it.
Talk to them about the EFED.
Well, first you can follow me at All Elite Kyle on Twitter if you want to. I'm probably gonna be tweeting mostly about Saraya from now on, so get used to that.
Saraya.
If not, you know what? If not, just do what Carrie does. Just mute me, and you don't have to see it. But anyways, our EFED, that's AWF, Alliance Wrestling Federation. You can follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/AWF_EFED, twitch.tv/Alliance Wrestling Fed. We do a lot of fun stuff there, guys. It's honestly a really good time. These two are part of it. A lot of people cut promos. We do a lot of fun stuff.
LAW, baby.
Yeah. We do a lot of fun stuff on there. It's a good time if you really want to have like your own virtual wrestling character. Hit up myself or Anthony, and we'll definitely get you guys in, especially because you guys are part of the Elite POV crew. You definitely get an in quicker than most people. But it's been the most fun that me and Ann do every week, just planning the shows out. It's super fun. So go check us out there.
And Jackie, let them know where they can follow you on your wonderful Twitter account where you spread all this positivity.
There you go, Jackie. There you go.
Yes, you can follow me
You
can follow me at LoveYouMake24 on Twitter, and you can follow me on Instagram at JacksTheDrawPOV. And I just want to take a minute real quick to say, yes, my wonderful Twitter account where I have been tweeting a lot about mental health. And it has been a prevalent topic also with the AEW social media, as I believe it is Suicide Awareness Month. So I just want to take a quick moment to say thank you to everybody who has been incredibly supportive to me personally through this time. I did not think I was going to be doing this show tonight, as I have been going through a bit of a rough patch, but I made it and got through it. I'm very glad that I did show up. I love this community so much. So all of you that show up every week, it's very appreciated. And I think that the community that we've built here has been tremendously supportive and has really gotten me through a lot. So I don't always get a chance to express my gratitude for that, but I think that it's important, and acknowledging and talking about these topics is also important. So I just want to put that out there into the open and say thank you.
And remember, Just because September's over doesn't mean that mental health awareness goes away. It should be something we do every day. So whether we are your escape or something else is your escape, find that escape to get you through. We all deal with stuff. There's people to reach out to, right? I'm sure Jackie wouldn't mind. Jackie has a great account. If you guys want to tweet her over there, she has a lot of positive stuff. I mean, not so much, but Jackie has a great account, right? But thank you guys for listening to another episode of Elite POV. And remember, you don't need a hat to be a cowboy. We will see you guys next week. Well, I won't. They will. Bye-bye.
There's a voice that keeps on calling me down the road. That's where I'll always be. Every stop I make a new friend. Can't stay for long, just turn around and I'm gone again. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, we'll travel like that's old style. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on.
Nice work, everyone. Sharp broadcast. Really good. Everyone on the